Before we begin, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We love seeing people from all around the world here. And if you believe animals feel love just like us, then hit that like button, share this video with someone who loves dogs, and don't forget to subscribe, because today's story will absolutely melt your heart. Now, let's begin. This is Shelter German Shepherd dog gives birth, then vet realizes they're not puppies. The morning started quietly at the Maplewood Animal Shelter, a small rescue center on the edge of a sleepy town in Oregon. The smell of fresh hay mixed with the sound of barking dogs. Everyone was used to long, calm mornings, but today felt different. Dr. Emily Carter, the shelter's head vet, was finishing her coffee when a volunteer ran inside, breathless. "Dr. Carter, you need to see this. It's Luna." Luna, a German Shepherd rescued 2 weeks ago, had gone into labor overnight. She'd been found wandering near the woods, weak and shaking, her belly heavy with life. The team had prepared for this day, expecting a normal delivery. But when Emily rushed to the pen, her heart skipped a beat. Luna wasn't alone. Around her were 5 small, strange-looking newborns, quiet, still, covered in a thin layer of shiny gray fur that didn't look right. They didn't make the usual soft squeaks puppies made. Instead, there was only silence. Emily knelt beside Luna, whispering softly, trying to calm her down. Luna's eyes were wide and alert, watching every movement. The mother dog didn't seem tired. She seemed worried, as if guarding something precious and fragile. Emily carefully lifted one of the newborns. It was warm, but its tiny chest moved in a slow, strange rhythm, almost too slow. Its heartbeat felt uneven under her fingers. And when she looked closer, she noticed something else. There was a faint mark, like a small circle, under the pup's fur. The shelter's staff gathered around, whispering nervously. "What's wrong with them?" one asked. Emily didn't answer. She didn't know. The puppies weren't breathing like normal ones, but they were alive. Barely. Then one of them twitched, not like a weak newborn, but in a sharp, quick jerk. Emily froze. The movement was unnatural. She gently placed it back beside Luna, who immediately covered it with her nose, nudging it as if to hide it from view. Emily's assistant, Jake, looked uneasy. "Do you think something's wrong with them? Some kind of infection?" Emily shook her head slowly. "I don't know, Jake. But whatever this is, it's not normal." The room grew quiet. The only sound was Luna's soft breathing as she licked her pups protectively. Emily watched closely, her gut tightening. Something deep inside told her this wasn't a simple case. Later, when the staff had left to clean up, Emily stayed behind. She watched Luna through the glass, writing notes in her file. Every few minutes, Luna would lift her head and stare straight at her, eyes sharp and knowing. That's when Emily noticed it. One of the pup's eyes had opened. Too soon. Barely hours old, and already staring back at her with a dull silver shine. Emily's breath caught in her throat. Newborn puppies shouldn't open their eyes for at least 10 days. Something was very, very wrong. And deep down, she already knew these weren't normal puppies. The next morning, the shelter was buzzing with quiet talk. Word had spread about Luna's strange litter, and everyone wanted to know what was going on. But Dr. Emily didn't have answers, only more questions. When she unlocked the nursery door, Luna lifted her head immediately. Her ears twitched, her body tense. The pups were nestled close, but Emily noticed something different about them. They'd grown. Overnight. Not by much, but enough to make her stop and stare. Their fur looked thicker, and that faint silver tint under their coats was more visible now. Emily knelt beside them, taking notes. Their heartbeats were still irregular, but stronger. The smallest one made a sound, low and strange, not quite a bark, not a whine either. More like a faint electronic hum. Her assistant, Jake, entered quietly. "I checked their temperature logs. They're warmer than normal puppies. Like, body heat a few degrees higher." Emily frowned. Maybe a reaction to Luna's condition? Or maybe, Jake said carefully, they're not exactly dogs. Emily shot him a look. "Don't start that again." He shrugged. "You said it yourself yesterday, they're not behaving like puppies." Emily sighed, rubbing her forehead. She wanted to dismiss it, but deep down she felt the same unease. She decided to run a few tests, simple ones. Heart rate, blood samples, reflexes. As she reached for one of the pups, Luna growled softly. It wasn't a warning bark, more like a mother's plea. Emily hesitated, her hand inches away. Luna's eyes met hers, filled with something that looked like fear. "It's okay, girl," Emily whispered. "I'm not going to hurt them." Luna didn't move, but her breathing slowed. Emily gently lifted the smallest pup and placed it on the table. Its fur was soft, but beneath it she felt something strange, a small, hard bump under the skin near the neck. Her stomach tightened. She parted the fur carefully, and there it was again, that same circular mark she'd seen before. Only now, it looked clearer, like it had formed into a pattern. A tiny ring with dots around it, almost like a code. Jake leaned closer. "What is that?" Emily shook her head slowly. "I have no idea." The pup twitched again, letting out that same faint hum. Then something even stranger happened. The other pups lifted their heads at the exact same time. All 5 of them turned toward Emily. Silent. Watching. A chill ran down her spine. Luna barked suddenly, breaking the stillness. Emily flinched and quickly placed the pup back beside her. Luna nudged it close and curled around her litter, eyes fixed on the humans as if warning them to stay back. Emily backed away slowly, her heart pounding. "I think we need to send samples to the lab," she whispered. Jake nodded, his voice low. "And maybe call someone from the research center. This doesn't look like something we can handle." But as Emily looked through the glass one last time before leaving, she noticed Luna standing guard, tail stiff, gaze sharp. And just for a moment, she could swear the pup's eyes glowed faintly in the dark. Days turned into weeks, and the bond between the baby and the puppy only grew stronger. The baby, little Lily, would giggle whenever the puppy wagged his tail or gently nudged her tiny fingers with his nose. But there was something strange that even Emma and Jake didn't notice at first. Every night, when the house went silent and everyone was asleep, the puppy wouldn't rest. He would quietly get up, circle Lily's crib, sniff the air, and then go toward the front door. Sometimes he would bark softly, not loud enough to wake anyone, but enough to alert something outside. One night, Emma woke up to a faint growl. Her heart raced. She peeked into Lily's room. The puppy was standing by the window, growling at the darkness. Emma turned on the porch light, but there was nothing there. Still, the puppy refused to leave his post until dawn. The next morning, Jake checked the yard and froze. There were footprints, muddy, unfamiliar ones, leading close to the nursery window. Someone had been there. Jake called the police, and they confirmed that a man had been seen lurking around nearby houses. Everyone in the neighborhood was on edge, but Emma realized something powerful. The puppy hadn't just been cute company. He had been protecting Lily all along. That night, as Lily fell asleep with her tiny hand resting on the puppy's fur, Emma whispered, "You're not just her friend, you're her guardian." But little did they know, the danger wasn't over yet. Something far more shocking was about to happen that would reveal the true reason why this puppy had come into their lives. It was a cold, silent night. The rain tapped softly against the windows as the clock struck midnight. Emma and Jake were asleep, and little Lily dreamed peacefully beside her loyal puppy, Buddy. But Buddy's ears twitched. His head snapped up. Something was wrong. He could sense movement outside, faint footsteps, the kind that tried not to be heard. He crept toward the nursery window, his fur bristling. Then, a shadow moved. A man dressed in black was crouched near the window, trying to pry it open. Buddy growled deep in his throat, the sound low and dangerous. The moment the latch clicked, Buddy lunged, barking, growling, scratching at the window pane so fiercely that the man stumbled back in shock. The noise woke Emma and Jake. Jake rushed to the nursery, heart pounding, and saw Buddy standing protectively in front of Lily's crib, teeth bared, tail rigid. Outside, the intruder was already fleeing into the darkness. Jake ran out with a flashlight and shouted, but the man was gone. The police arrived minutes later and confirmed that Buddy's quick reaction had scared away a wanted burglar who'd been targeting families in the area. Emma held Lily close, tears streaming down her face. She looked at Buddy, his paws muddy, his fur damp from rain, and whispered, "You saved her again." Buddy wagged his tail weakly, then rested his head on Lily's blanket. It was as if his mission was finally complete. But as the storm settled, and the night grew still again, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that Buddy's story, how he arrived, how he always knew, wasn't just coincidence. There was something deeper, something almost faded. The next morning, the air felt calmer. Sunlight poured through the curtains, washing away the fear of the night before. Emma brewed coffee while Jake spoke with the police officer who had returned to check on them. As they talked, the officer looked at Buddy, resting quietly near Lily's crib, his eyes half open. "That dog's something special," the officer said softly. "You know, I've seen him before." Emma looked up, confused. "What do you mean?" The officer pulled out his phone and showed a picture. It was an old rescue photo, the same German Shepherd, thinner, his eyes tired but kind. "That's him," the officer said. "He was found a year ago at a shelter, next to a woman who didn't make it. She had a baby with her. The baby was taken to the hospital." Emma's breath caught. "A baby?" The officer nodded. "Yes. They said she didn't survive the accident, but the baby did. The shelter took the dog in. He refused to leave the baby's blanket, wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep unless that blanket was near him. We always wondered what happened to that child." Emma's eyes filled with tears. Her hands trembled as she turned toward Lily. Sleeping peacefully, Buddy curled protectively beside her. Jake whispered, almost afraid to believe it, "You don't think?" Emma covered her mouth, her heart breaking and healing all at once. Buddy wasn't just protecting her, he was finding her. The truth hit them all at once. The German Shepherd they'd rescued had been searching for Lily all along. His little human, the one he'd lost but somehow found again. From that day, Buddy was more than a pet. He was family, a guardian who had crossed pain, time, and fate to be where he belonged. As the years went by, Lily grew up telling everyone about her brave friend, the dog who never gave up on her. And though Buddy's muzzle turned gray, his eyes never lost that same spark, the one that said he had finally come home. If this story touched your heart, tell us where you're watching from, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real stories of love, loyalty, and miracles.